we're going to talk just briefly about joint master planning. But one of the things I want to mention as we talk about planning and this saving energy and getting people, as we've heard today, about recycling and things like that. This summer, we had a group of Traverse City West 13-year-olds come up to Suttons Bay. It's a 20-mile ride, and they walked the community. We took them to an area where we're going to develop a small park. Let them look at the park, and then we took them back to the village office. We broke them up into little subcommittees and let them design a park. It was pretty amazing, all the coliseums and gladiators and things like that we got. But as I'm walking around looking at them, this one 13-year-old boy is sitting with 3 13-year-old girls. Very quietly, very patiently, he sat there. They designed their park. We get right to the end. Time's almost up, and he looks to the girls and says, "You didn't put the recycling barrels anywhere in the park." That just about knocked me over. At first, if I was a 13-year-old boy, that's the last thing on my mind with sitting with these girls. But to be at that level at 13 years, somebody's reaching the kids in those schools about recycling. So that was a real important thing, and I learned a valuable lesson from that. The other thing that I want to just mention briefly, as I came from Suttons Bay, drove halfway down last night, and then got here, was all the boundaries that I went through. One of the things that clogs up joint planning, joint zoning, joint anything amongst municipalities is those invisible boundaries. We set them everywhere. We can't pick up trash here because they're in the township. They're across the street from where we're picked up. We can't work together when in fact our streams connect, our watersheds connect, our utilities, our roads, our infrastructure, everything connects. But yet when it comes to planning with our joint communities, we really, as a whole, we fail doing a good job at that. And it's frustrating. From my standpoint, we're from a little teensy community. Recently I was in front of the National Resources Trust Fund, and they said, "Jesus, UP community, smallest one we've had here today." And it was twice as big as Suttons Bay. Suttons Bay, 618 people that live there year round. In the summertime, you would never know it because you can't walk across the street without getting run over. And most of our population, it sure seems like it, Patty could give me the demographics on it, are 65 and older. They seem to like to retire there. But it's those invisible boundaries that are very hard to get through and work together. You can have invisible boundaries in your community, but in our case, we're a very small village, and yet we're the largest all-season community in Leelanau County. You go to Leelanau County, you don't just drive through Leelanau County because you can't. You have to drive there, and then you have to drive back out going south because does everyone know where Leelanau County's at in Suttons Bay? Okay, you all looked it up just before you came in here. I've been up there 4 years, and it's been a real treat. I walked into the very beginning when this was started. What this is just the first page. That's all you get to see right now, is a joint master plan that we recently adopted in August. The township and the village adopted a joint master plan. It took a lot of years and a lot of patience to get to that point. In 2004, the two planning commissions met to share with each other what a concept. So the township, the village, they sat down, they said, "What are you working on? What are you working on? And what are the issues that we need to work jointly on?" I grew up, I started my career in municipal government as a public works director, a water and sewer department. Pretty hard to plan your water and sewer when you're thinking high-density residential is going here, and the township across that invisible border is thinking it's going to be cherry orchard or cornfield or potato farm or something. So getting the municipalities to work together is key for public works people to plan their roads, their water, their sewer, their infrastructure, electricity, on and on and on. 7 years ago, 2004, the two planning commissions met. That started the process of what can we do better and what can we do jointly. Can we reduce government? Can we reduce the size? These were a lot of questions. So I'm not going to bore you with any more details. You have to come to breakout session. Biggest thing is we accomplished it. Our next greatest hurdle is, can we take it from this point to joint zoning? And that's a big question, and we're working on it, but we can talk about that later. So that's all I'm going to give you now. There's a joint session. If you want to come hear more about it, please come to the session. Thank you.